Hello. Let's see. And there we go. All right. So everybody is connected now. And let's see. And we have Monica and Sarah. Hello. Oh my goodness. I've been so tired lately. Anyone else like just feeling the exhaustion lately? Hello, Monica. Hello, Sarah. And now I'm chilly. What's up with that? It is warm today, and now I'm chilly. So, all right. I gotta warm up and wake up, right? I've been doing some cleaning, organizing, and typing, making stuff, both virtual stuff and real life stuff. Sarah agrees. Open. Thank you. Tired and kind of blah. I don't know if it's the weather, if it's the country, if it's the what. I don't know, dude. But yeah, tired and kind of blah. Although the kids had their last day of school on Monday, and tomorrow, which is Juneteenth, is also graduation. I'm not thrilled that they thought that, holding graduation on Juneteenth was acceptable, but that's what they're doing, and that is tomorrow. So they are graduating high school tomorrow. The twins will be high school graduates, and then I will have to pay for college. Hello, Monique. Um, and yeah, so that's what's going on here right now. Before we give everybody a couple of minutes to join up here. Yeah, over here. Let's see. Oh, wait, Monica says just getting over laryngitis and has been tired all week. Look, even when you say tired, I yawn. You know, they say one of the ways you can like test for is it a psychopath is like if you yawn and they don't yawn. Like if you even say yawn, I will yawn. Like, okay, well, I'm not a psychopath. Or I think that's what I don't remember which one it is because, it's not something I honestly worry about. So, but I guess it's more of a test for empathy, but I don't know. I don't know. Whatever, dude. If you even, yeah, see, just talking about it now, I'm like, no, I'm going to yawn again. Oh, horrible. My brain is very easily influenced. Congratulations, Vero and Kyla. It's there's only the one A at the end, Kyla. Vero and Kyla. Yes, they are graduating tomorrow, and then off to college. Well, Kyla goes off. Monique, see, because now I'm doing it and I'm making Monique doing it. Kyla is going off to college. Vero will be at least initially living at home, going to community college. It's an easy misspelling to make. And congratulations, thank you. Yes. So, though we did tell him if he can find, if he finds some roommates, decent roommates, if he finds some roommates and some an affordable apartment that they're going to share together or whatever, we can initially we will pay for that considering we're paying for his sister's room and board at the university. We can do the same thing for him if that's thingamadoodle apartment as opposed to a dorm. We'll see what the prices come out to and all of that sort of stuff, but his college is significantly less expensive than hers, and having him in an apartment closer to the university, so he doesn't have to take the bus back and forth every day. It's like an hour bus trip. It's like half an hour if he drove and had a car, but he doesn't. So I mean, if he can get something like that, he wouldn't need to do that, and then it gives him, it's like, I like the idea of living in a dorm, in that, like, when I lived in the dorms, I learned how to be a little bit more independent, but I had the kind of safety net of it. It was a dorm, and and there was the food court, so there was always food and everything. So if he can find an apartment that's, walkable to college and everything, then that will, but we're still like right here. He's still just half an hour drive away from us. He still has a bit of that safety net as well. And if it's other students at the university, at the college, and I don't know if they have something akin to a food court there or not. I'll have to ask him, or look it up online or whatever. But anyway, yeah. You did not miss the prom outfit. It's on my phone, so I need to move all the photos from my phone onto my photo storage in the cloud and online, and on my computer, and I'll have to do a little share. Maybe what I'll probably do is do a quick share on, I'll do a share on, oh, you know what? I was also reviewing a book that I used to help with the patterns. And so I'll get that review up ASAP, and I'll get the prom photos in with the review. All right. And that'll be on Jessie at Home, because Jessie at Home does all of the crafts out, not just crochet or crochet and knit, but all of the crafts. So I will do my best to get that up this week, Monique. Okay. And then I'll share it with everybody. And you are on the Discord server, so that's going to be the best place to find things out now. What is Vero majoring in? He's not sure, which is why he's going to Bergen Community College. So he was undecided. He's undecided, and realized that, we explained to him, undecided is fine. He's not even 18 yet. They're going to be 18 in just under a month. And so, we told him, hey, dude, it's fine to not know what you want to do for the rest of your life, or to not, and honestly, what you major in isn't always necessarily what you do for the rest of your life, right? So we're like, it's fine if you don't know yet, as long as you are working towards figuring out what your next step is. We told him a couple different options for what that could be. That could be community college, where you can, get those core classes out of the way, and also it's a lot less expensive as long as you're still going to a good quality community college. They transfer, and in the community college, you're around usually a bunch of other kids who aren't necessarily sure what they want to do, so you have other people you can kind of brainstorm with, and it gives you that opportunity to kind of figure out what you want to do. We were like, there's trade schools that you can do. There's, trades if you're interested in one of those. There's, you could just work. You could take a year or two and work and kind of figure things out. I'm like, as long as you're working towards the next step, you're not just living in our house rent free and playing on the phone, it's fine. And so he thought about it, and he decided that he wanted to go the community college route. He investigated the community colleges around here, since they don't have dorms and such, and discovered that Bergen Community College is really, it's not just the best one that is near us. It's a really, really good community college. So he's going to do that and kind of figure out. He is good at art, and he does enjoy art, but he wants that to remain his hobby. So he doesn't want to do one of the things that he wants to be a hobby. And, it's kind of like it's his mental escape. It helps him with his mental health. And so he doesn't want to lose that aspect by adding stress to it to make it like a profession kind of thing. Yeah, Sarah still doesn't know what she wants to do with the rest of her life. Exactly. I mean, like, you don't know, right? But it's moving forward. It's working on moving through the next step to the next step of your life, continuing your journey. So as long as he's doing that, like they are both going to be exactly where they need to be at this point in their lives. So we're very proud of both of them. All right, we have had more than enough time for everybody to join. Oh, wait, Monique says her daughter is graduating next year, still has not decided what major or if that's what she wants to do. See, exactly. And that's just where Vera was. So yeah, we just told them the various options. We talked about community colleges, but we also talked about, there are those things like, mechanic and electrician and plumber who make so much money. Oh my goodness. They're very, very lucrative jobs to have. And it's I have some cousins who I have a cousin who's a mechanic and a cousin who's a electrician, and like they they were they were buying houses, nice houses, at like 24 in Massachusetts, where it's not inexpensive there. Um, and it's a really, if you enjoy it, it's great. I mean, you don't want to do something just because it makes money, because you don't want to be miserable, right? Um, and so Vero didn't go that route because those things just didn't have any interest to him at all. And no, he would, I mean, with his personality, having to go to people's houses and doing that sort of stuff, and constantly working on different thing, this thing, that thing, it would have, no, he would not have, it would not have worked with his, it wouldn't fit with him. It wasn't the right move for him. But yeah, there's lots of options, so you don't have to know. That's what we always say. You don't have to know yet. All right. So the main thing I wanted to make sure you all know, and it should be in the description of this video, at least it should be on, I think it won't show up on Instagram because of the way Instagram connects. But it should show up on the Facebook and the YouTube, is the link for our Discord. Actually, let me see if I can pull it up down here and I can share it at least in the chat. Or if you go to Discord, here, I will share. Where are we? Here. Right now, we're getting a blank screen. All right, because all right. So if you go to Discord, the Discord group is Jessie at Home and at the Foundry. I have shared the link in the description of this video and that will show up on YouTube and on YouTube and on Facebook. Oh my goodness, such serious brain fry. Now, you can't cut and paste from the screen here, so you would have to copy this down. So that's why really your best bet is to go ahead and, if you're on Instagram, you can either pop over to Facebook or YouTube and grab the link from the description of the video, or you can just, when you're on Discord, you can search for Jessie at Home and at the Foundry. If you search for Jessie at Home, honestly, I should be the only one who shows up. And if somebody else shows up, then let me know, because I have a trademark on Jessie at Home. All right, so that is how Discord, you can join Discord. It's also, I shared the link, the join link, in the newsletter that went on Saturday. So if you get the newsletter and you just didn't notice that, or didn't open it yet and you want to join the Discord community, you can do so by opening up the newsletter from Saturday and clicking on that. And I'm sure I will add it again this Saturday. I'll probably end up adding it into like the bottom of most of all of the newsletters. So I'm gonna have to come up with a new little like signature line that has all of that information in it. For the, signing up for, well, not signing up for the newsletter, you're already in the newsletter, if you're getting the newsletter, but the Discord community and everything on there. So this is the Discord community. What I have so far in our Jessie at Home and at the Foundry server, is, when you come in, you can introduce yourself, and so these are really, I love the little introductions, kind of getting to know you guys a little bit. General chat is where we're all going to say hi initially, but then we can all start the chat. This server is a couple days old. Okay, so there's not a lot of conversation happening other than in the introduce yourself area so far, but there will be more. So we have the general chat. And then we have all of these other ones that haven't started really going yet, but they should soon, hopefully. The more people who come along, the more conversation we'll have. We have a chat, whatchamacallit, a channel for talking about crochet, one for knit, one for crafts in general right now. So this is the perfect day for WIP Wednesday, Work in Progress Wednesday, to share your works in progress, craftivism, and we're going to do our best to keep any sort of political or activism or anything kind of that sort of stuff in the craftivism channel, because a lot of people do come to things like to their a lot of people, including me, and I know a lot of you use crochet, knit, these as a kind of way to help with your mental health, right? It's kind of like therapy. And sometimes that means you want to stay away from those posts. Not like it's fine if today is a day when I can't think about all the stuff happening in America right now. I need to not think about it today, so I don't go into the craftism post channel today. Maybe tomorrow I decide that I want to change the world, and I go into the craftivism post and talk about, hey, what do you think we can do, or hey, what's going on in my area, in your area, whatever. But by trying to keep all of that stuff within the craftivism channel, then anybody who just doesn't have the spoons for that today can just not go to the craftivism channel, and the people who want it can. All right. I'm sure a little bit might seep into general chat if you're talking about, oh yeah, we had such a great day today, we did this thing, we did that thing, and like there's a little bit of something in there. We saw this sign for this awesome, for this whatever we want to go to learn about how we can help, save the environment, whatever. Fine, totally cool. Sometimes it'll kind of seep into the general chat, but we're going to do our best to keep things in the proper channels so that people can decide what they want to talk about and go to the right places for that. And the general chat is definitely the place to just hang out with your friends. All right, so there'll be a kind of a mix of everything in there. Sales, specials, and such. So I'll be putting lots whenever I find out about sales or specials, or I have like special links or whatever, I'll be sharing that in there. Suggestions, this is where you tell me what you think would be an awesome thing for Jessie at Home, for Crochet Foundry, for the Discord server. Hey, we really need to have people keep posting so many pictures of their pets in the general chat. We should have like a pets channel, or there's constantly people doing see, and I was going to make one. People are always asking about where they can craft for charities, which I guess would actually fit within craftivism, but I still think I want to make a separate channel for that. What charities can they craft for? So we need a craft for charity, craft for a cause, whatever channel. So this is the place where you let me know. We have the crochet along, knit along. That is actually the crochet along, knit along I have set as a forum as opposed to a chat. So in a chat on Discord, if you don't know what the difference is, so we'll go up here to introduce yourself, and you can see Michelle says, hi, Jessie and fellow crocheters. When I reply to her, you can see that I have actually replied to that one, right? And if you specifically click on this one, I believe you can see, does it do that so you can see? Oh, I guess not. Oh, I thought there was maybe a way you could see them all stacked. You can't. Okay. So it's kind of like, okay, most of you are probably familiar with Ravelry, right? So on Ravelry, when you make a comment, it'll show you what you were commenting, what you were replying to. If you're just commenting on whatever the main thing is, it just shows up like this, right? But if you're replying to somebody else, it kind of shows you what you're replying to. And so this one says, I'm replying to where Michelle said, hi, Jessie and fellow crocheters. Okay. And then Michelle, and then Stitchy Lynn also replied to hi, Jesse and fellow crocheters. And up here, I replied to hello, I'm Carol. So here's that one. All right. So that's kind of the way it works in a chat. If you hit reply, which is up here, there's reply. If you hit reply, so let's say I decided I wanted to, woo, getting messages. Let's say I decided I wanted to reply to Stitchy Lynn here. I would hit the reply button and I see replying to Stitchy Lynn, and then I type in my reply and hit enter or whatever. Okay, I'm going to close that out because I'm not actually replying to it. And that's how it works in a chat. So the chat is kind of very similar to how things work on Ravelry, if you're familiar with that. In the forum, how it works is right now there's only one thread or post in the forum. Is you can start a new, create a post, search or create a post. So I could go over here and I could click on new post, and I could type and I could go, this is a new post. All right. And then I would post it. Why is it not going to let me post? Because I need to enter a message. That was the title of it. I need a message too. Actually, I need a massage too. Right? Is that massage? I can't remember. Does massage have two S? Wait, desert and dessert. You always want more dessert, so there's two S's in dessert and only one in desert. I don't remember the difference between message and massage, but we're gonna go like this because I need a message and a massage. We're gonna post it. Like I said, I am so out of it today. All right, so now you can see you can is somebody. Oh, that's what it is. It's the difference between the A and the Oh my goodness, it's my friend Leslie. Leslie was my best friend in high school, and she's still awesome, and she called me a BB, and there's a whole story, and I'm so not going to share it. Message and massage. Okay, which is freaking hysterical because my awesome friend Leslie is a massage therapist. So she's probably back there laughing her butt off at me with yeah, Jesse still can't spell, 35 whatever years later, Jesse still can't spell 30 years later. Anyway. And here we go. Leave it to the massage therapist. Massage has an beautiful, Leslie. And that's her son, who's also graduating from high school this year. Or he already did. Now that I think about it, I remember seeing the photos. So that's her son, Kevin. He just graduated from high school this year as well. So, if you're in the forum, which right now the Crochet Along, Knit Along is the only place where we have a forum, you can choose which one of these you want to talk about. So here you can see what I'm putting in here is I'll put in a post for every single pattern that we have in the Crochet Along and Knit Along. So right now we have our first pattern, which is the knit bunting. There is going to be a crochet bunting. I'll hold this up when I have myself full screen later. We just have been having really crappy weather, so I haven't gotten some photos yet. If the weather doesn't break today and provide us an opportunity to take some good photos, then I'll just take some indoor photos and get the pattern up anyway, because I'm not going to continue to wait for good weather to post the pattern if it's still not better today. So there'll be a post for each pattern, and then you can then reply to them. Here, we'll go to this as a new post, and you can reply to the new post. I can type post. All right, and enter. Here we go. So now you see if I go over to this as a new post, you can reply to the new post, and I'm not really sure what forwarding does. If somebody knows what forwarding does. Oh, I can move it, and I don't know. That is entire. I am obviously the owner of this group, so sometimes I have access that you don't all have, but I guess I could share it in another one of our channels if I wanted to. All right, that's what forwarding does. But it looks like can't really, you can't reply to a reply within a new post, but you're replying to the post. So there we go. That's how that all works. And I will figure out how, here we go, delete post. All right. I don't know. I don't think you guys can delete posts. I think those of you who are like Monique over here, nice, who uses text to speech for message and massage, is a moderator, so she can, I think she can maybe delete some stuff, but I think the rest, most of you, other than Sarah and Monique and Dory, probably cannot delete things. I know I'm pretty sure I set it up so that non-mods cannot do that. Then I will have two Patreon channels. Right now we have the one that is all Patreon patrons. So only people who are Patreon patrons can be on this channel. And this is where I will share, whenever there's something new that's a perk for them, I'll share information in here. I'll also probably do like some polls and some, hey, when, there's some of the perks they have in there are things like they get to they get to vote on patterns and ideas for the crochet alongs, and that sort of thing. So this is a great place for all of that. If you're a Patreon patron, if you're one of the paid members, this is a great place. Also, if you put suggestions and everything and requests, your stuff goes to the top of the list. Okay. And so there's that. That's basically where we have our Discord, and yeah, will too. I hope you all join us. The link to join the Discord is in the here it is on the screen, but you have to just type it. You can't copy and paste from the screen, but the link is also in the description in the Facebook group and the YouTube. Unfortunately, it does not show up in the description on Instagram, it was also in the Saturdays newsletter, and it will be in following newsletters. So I'm going to close the Discord here that I'm sharing, and I'm going to go back just to show you also real quick within the community area. I'm probably gonna I'll probably add a little Discord down here just so that people know, or what I might do actually is I'll add the Discord button up here. I think I should be able to add the Discord button up here, and that should solve that problem. So I'll add the Discord button to here, and then I'll probably just put something in the About Our Community link page as well. Okay, same rules to Discord as everywhere else. Rule number 1, be kind. Rule number 2, don't make me make any other rules. That's it. Those are the rules. Obviously, within Discord, you want to there's all those different channels. Please try to post in the correct channel. And then, of course, under community, we have the event calendar, which lists everything. And come on, wake up. There we go. Like the calendar is not blank. And I need to add on the 27th. Okay, so there is going to be something added onto the 27th, which is a week from Friday. I will be the guest on the Furls live stream with Mrs. DeVeter. So that will be happening a week from Friday. I will make sure to get something about it in this weekend's newsletter. If you're not part of the newsletter and you want to be, you just hop on over to the main page of Crochet Foundry, crochetfoundry.com, and you can scroll to the bottom, which doesn't take long. The main page isn't very long, and you can join the newsletter. All right, and then everything else in here, you can find the current issue, past issues, bundles and collections. Here's all of our indie patterns. There will be more printables happening soon. Those printables will be they're usually pretty inexpensive, and a good deal of them will be free for Patreon members. A little bit of about this is where you go over to the blog, which will take a second to again expand in a moment once it fully, yeah. All right. And I do try to keep things kind of organized as well. So rather than just like going through the blog chronologically, you can choose the specific theme you want and do that theme chronologically. Okay. So there we have that. The blog is actually a different site entirely than Crochet Foundry. You'll notice in Crochet Foundry, it says crochetfoundry.com. This is crochetfoundryblog.com. That's because crochetfoundry.com is hosted on Shopify. It makes it really easy to sell all the awesome products that we have. And I'm able to do things like the indie patterns where I do profit sharing, where the majority of the cost of the indie pattern, that when you buy an indie pattern, the majority of that money goes to the actual designer. And I'm able to do all of that really easily through Shopify. It's nice and convenient. People like and trust Shopify, so I keep that there. But when you go to crochetfoundryblog.com, just by clicking blog when you're on Crochet Foundry, this is actually hosted on WordPress because it's so much easier for me to organize. All right. But if you're on the blog and you want to get back to the Crochet Foundry site, there's, a couple of various links and everything. But the main thing is you click on Crochet Foundry over here in the menu. It takes you back to crochetfoundry.com. If you're not sure which site you're on, just look. If it doesn't say blog, then it's not the blog. Tips and tutorials. Most of these are actually, a good number of these are actually going to be on the blog. And then, of course, we were on community earlier. So if you're on tips and tutorials and you want to read about our standards, look, our standards are actually on the blog. Everything takes a little while to load today. Well, actually, no, it's because of the live. I'm like, it's not normally this slow. It's because I'm on the live stream, which makes everything slower. All right. So here, these are all free printables. So you can see I have the crochet abbreviation sheet here, right? You click on it though, and you can see it nice and big, and you can download it and you can print it. So this is a little free printable cheat sheet you could have. We have the crochet abbreviations, we have hook and needle sizes, we have measurement standards, and we have yarn standards. Those are all free printables. And I need to update some of this. So yeah, so there's some fun stuff. And let's see. All right, no new comments over here or over here. We're looking good. So let me go back to just me. This button right there. Woohoo! All right. So that picture reminds me to drink. All right. So the first pattern we have for the crochet along and knit along was the knit bunting, and I told you I would make a crochet bunting, a crochet version of that one because I didn't have one yet. So that's what I did, and it's black and yellow because I had different colors of the yarn that I was using. The Hirschner's, it's a Village Yarn Craft Cotton, and I was looking at the colors that I had, and I had black and yellow, and I was like, hey, the SCAD colors are black and yellow. So I made a nice long bunting for Kyla to bring to college. And the pattern for the bunting, both the knit and the crochet one, there's a little piece of fabric or something attached to that one. It has the same space, the space in between each flag is as wide as the flag is. So it's like, if this is, I think, almost 5 inches, then this is almost 5 inches, and this is almost 5 inches, and this is almost 5 inches. It's in the pattern, in the customization for both the crochet and knit one, how to change that. So if you want them like basic nearly touching, you can do that. And actually in the crochet one, I even talk about how you can make just the flags, just the little triangles. And then you could attach them to a ribbon, or you could just be making piles and piles of them and then just, make a crochet chain. And then when you want to add a flag, you just slip stitch into the top of the flag, and then you chain until you want to add the next one, and slip stitch into the next one, and chain until you want to add the next one, and go slip stitch in the next, whatever floats your boat, dudes. So this is actually, you make the chain first. So you chain it all, and then you turn around, you slip stitch into the chain and add a flag, slip stitch into the chain, add a flag. But I also explain how to make just the flags initial, and then put the chain on later if you want to. So, and either way, you can do whatever size space you want in between. It's just the things. I have written patterns in 3 sizes, where this is the smallest size of the crochet one. So this is just about 5 inches long, wide, and I want to say it's like 6 inches long. And I explain, I have 3 pattern sizes, and there's this one in the pattern, you have 9 flags. So then the next one, it's a little wider and therefore a little longer, because it's just the proportions are the same. So it's a little wider, which makes it a little longer. And it's written with 11 flags. And then in the 3rd size, it's even wider than that, which makes it even longer than that. And there's 13 flags. But again, in the customizations, I explained to you how to add or subtract flags, how to change this, how to change, the length of this, how to change the width, how to, all of that. So you can you can go into the customizations and figure out how to make it exactly the size you want. Or if you don't want to do any of that, you can just go and use the pattern in one of the 3 sizes that I wrote the exact pattern for. Whatever floats your boat. Dara Yoga Cat says, it's cool. I'm thinking making one of the colors of the Disability Pride flag, because next month is Disability Pride Month. That is really cool. Dara, could you please let us know what the colors of that are? I would love to know, because I do not know. And that is an interesting thing to know. If you make that, please share. You can share if you're in our Discord group. Go ahead and share it as you're working on it. You can share it in the works in progress. You can also share it if you're crocheting in the crochet one, if you're knitting it in the knit one. And you can also share it on our Facebook group or wherever. But if you share it, I might even ask if I can reshare it. So that would be really awesome, because we always like to know. Monique says she had a great idea. She did not know about next month's celebrations. Yeah, I always like learning about those things, right? It's good to know. Let me think. Oh, I do have several other. I'm hoping over the next, by the end of this month, there should be quite a few patterns out. Okay, so I have a lot of the patterns. If you remember, these were originally patterns for in 2015, I did a patriotic party crochet along, and in the patriotic party crochet along, it was all like red, white, and blue, but it was all like outdoory kind of patterns. So that was 2015, was 10 years ago. Some of the patterns, that was really, I wasn't quite as good at writing the patterns. Some of them weren't written really well. And some of them, I just think I would like to add to them. Some of them are only in crochet, and I want them in crochet and knit. Some are only in knit. Like this one was only in knit, and so I had to make the crochet one. But I have a whole bunch of that, and I'm just like in the process of giving a little TLC to the old stuff and getting photos. Right now, the stumbling block has been that the weather has been crappy, and this is supposed to be outdoor party theme, so I wanted to get photos outside. So I'm hoping the weather will break and I can get some photos, and I'll be able to get a lot more of those patterns up. And like I said, though, with this one, if the weather does not break tonight, we will just have indoor photos. And once the weather breaks, I'll just take some more and add them in, right? Whatever, life goes on. But if whether or not the weather, whether the weather is cool or whether the weather is hot. Remember this one, if you're theater kids? Leslie, you still there? No matter what, I will just, if the weather does not break today, I will photograph this one inside and at least get the pattern up. All right, because I'm tired of waiting for the sun to shine. Let's see. So we say, yay for being on Discord. Have to join your Discord group. Awesome sauce. If you are on the newsletter, it is in the beginning of the newsletter. You can find it as, you can search Jesse at Home on Discord, or you can copy down. This is the invite link. And you are actually, if you're able to comment here, Dara, that means you are on, yes, you are on YouTube. I see that little thing right there, which means in the description of the video is the link to join the YouTube. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's Dara or Dara. I think it's Dara. But if it's Dara, not Dara, please let me know so that I don't mess it up. Or if it's something else altogether. So, and Monique says, please do share the colors of the flag. I'd like to make one of each, including that. Yes, that was something else you're talking about, is you can make you can make each flag a different one, because this was all coming about because I was making pride versions for Knit the Rainbow, and I am going to, of course, we'll have a kind of community sourcing that will expand beyond Jessie at Home Crochet Foundry for the Knit the Rainbow. I'm making a couple quick sets of bunting right now using the various yarns that Anzula has made in the colors of pride flags. So you can see we have some here. Oh, look, I have all of them here. Hold on. Sorry, you're probably watching my back. So back there this is just the rainbow, right? So we have the rainbow here. We have trans. We have non-binary. We have gay male. We have polyamorous. And we have bisexual. I wanted to say pansexual, but this is the bisexual one. So they have actually, I think, pretty much any flag you want. You can, and they will dye several different yarn bases. They have, these are all the Cricut yarn base, which is a DK. So I'm making some quick flags with these like kind of ready-made colors here, but I am going to design patterns for Crochet and Knit Both that are the exact flags where you change colors where you're supposed to. And that will be the community outsourcing, the community sourcing event that we'll do with Knit the Rainbow, where people can send in they can make the flags. Some of the yarn companies will be sponsoring, so they can send you the yarn. You'll make a flag, you'll send it to me, and I'm going to make several sets of buntings that Knit the Rainbow can bring with them to different events. Monica said that she just signed into Discord, and Dara says colors are charcoal red, pale gold, white, light blue, and green. And my guess is you can probably type in, actually, you know what? I'm sharing my screen, so maybe I will try that. I will try typing in disability flag. And we will go to images here, and we will share my screen, and ta-da, disability flag. All right, disability pride flag. So that's cool. Hey, look, this one has, there we go. The flag shop. So there's some, look at this. This is the pride flag with the disability flag across it. But here we have kind of just the disability flag. I like seeing like when the combinations. Here's another one where you have the progress pride flag with the heart with the disability flag inside of it. I wonder what this one is. It says, oh, just different kinds of disabilities: sensory disabilities, emotional, psychiatric disabilities, non-visible, undiagnosed disabilities, neurodiversity, physical disabilities. So here, this one is much brighter. for those of you who like the brighter look. This one is also brighter, but without the black spaces in between. So there we go. So this is a good way. Yeah, this is, when I always, be careful when you Google things, but like here we have a couple of these just yellow ones, which it looks like, according to this thing over here, the yellow, white, and kind of gold is disability awareness disability flag. So it's like you'll see a variety of flags, and you're like, well, they can't all be right, but usually it's a good, you can do something like, here we go, the Institute on Disability, University of New Hampshire. That's probably pretty reliable. You find the sources, and those are going, when you have the right sources, those are going to be a good bet that they're correct. And of course, when you're looking at this, you can tell this is probably the correct flag because the majority of these are that look like this. So that's probably the correct one. And this is probably something else that is very similar. And let's see. You can leave charcoal out as that color doesn't stand for any disability. The flag just starts and ends with charcoal. Okay, so that's what the kind of black on both ends, that's what that's all about. Cool beans. And so I am, when I say Dara, pronouncing your name correctly. Awesome. Thank you so much. And Sarah loves the Disability Prize flag. So yeah, Dara, thank you so much for giving us that bit of information of education. We love learning things, definitely. We are a group that enjoys learning, and especially things that are, things that make us understand each other better and help each other. So and then, you get all excited about the disability flag. Hey, that's another flag I can, make my thing, put on my, inclusivity bunting, whatever you want to call the bunting, with all the different kinds of pride flags that don't have to only be, queer prides, but other prides as well. Then, it then kind of causes you to go ahead and do more research about some of those things too, which then gets you more educated. So Dara says charcoal stands for mourning and abuse. Okay, that works too. That makes sense. So if you're making a bunting of this flag, have charcoal on both ends. It sounds like yes. Of course, you are more than welcome. So yeah, I think probably the charcoal on both ends would make sense. Yeah, because of this is the, hey, I think my meds are finally coming into the pharmacy. I just got, oh, you can't see the screen anymore. The screen share one, I just got a little text from the pharmacy saying my meds are in. Woohoo! For well-medicated people. Dara agrees. Yes, the charcoal on both ends. So because these are made, obviously with this pattern, there would be a lot of kind of figuring out to get the diagonal lines on there. Let's not put the black on the black. We'll put the yellow on the black. It's easier to see. But I don't see any reason why you couldn't do, like, you start off with the charcoal and then, just count how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 colors in there. So, maybe do, I think for the small size, there ends up being, I don't remember how many. Let's see. Oh, almost 30. I think there's almost 30 for this small size, almost 30 rows. So you could do, if you did 3 rows of each color, that's still only 15, right? So you could do like 5 or 6 rows of the charcoal and then 3 rows of each color and then finish the bottom in the charcoal or something along those lines, right? Or even if you want, you could do just the 2 rows of each color, whatever floats your boat, right? So you could do it diagonally if you kind of just, there would be lots of the little butterfly bobbins and everything like that. But if you don't want to go the diagonal route on a pattern worked back and forth, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be okay doing the back and forth ones. Oh my goodness, it's almost 1:00. It's a good thing I have these reminders popping up everywhere, because I almost forgot. Today is our 1:00 sit and stitch. All right. So again, we'll just pop over really quickly just to remind you where you can find that, in case you don't have if you have the newsletter, there's a link in the newsletter from Saturday for today's sit and stitch. If you do not, you can pop over to the event calendar, or if you just want to get there quickly, pop over to the event calendar. And today is the 18th. You can see we are right here, right now, lunch with the Foundry. And then at 1:00 is the at the Foundry. When they say at the Foundry, those are open for everyone. When they say Patreon live or patron live, those are only for Patreon patrons. But the at the Foundry, which is today, is free for everybody. You can register here. And if you click here at this point, I think it'll just get you the link to join, since we are starting in 9 minutes. All right. So this is a free Zoom sit and stitch. It's on Zoom. So everybody gets to have a screen, and everybody gets to chat. And our new awesome friend here, Dara, says she wants to make they want to make today's sit and stitch, but can't, and is sad. And while we are sad that you cannot go as well, do know that on the first Wednesday of every month, we have a sit and stitch open to everybody from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. And then on the third Wednesday, which is today, on the third Wednesday of every month, we have the one from 1 to 3. So when you're on Crochet Foundry and you go into community and you go into the event calendar, you can see all of those. You can get the links. If you decide to to become a Patreon patron, there are also lives on the second and fourth Wednesdays for the Patreon patrons. And that's every month, towards the end of the summer, the end of July, beginning of August. There's usually a couple of weeks off. The end of July happens to have 5 Wednesdays, so that one is off anyway. And then let's see, August though might be the first. Okay, so there's really only one that got canceled because of me going away at the end of August, beginning of January, since there are actually, the end of July, beginning of August, since there are 5 Wednesdays in July anyway, that one wasn't happening. And then this one I will be out of town for. So we have 2 weeks off here, but the rest happen. And I will have to talk to my mods about the lunches with the lunch with the Foundries that happen on those 2 days, to see if they are available to do them or not. And if they are, I will make sure to get those up on the calendar. But I should go now, because we do have that live at 1 p.m. and Eastern, and it is 7 minutes from now. And I want to take a comfort break before then. I still love that they call it a comfort break in England. It's just fun. All right, you guys are awesome. Dara, it was awesome meeting a new person here today. That was really nice to meet you. And anyone else who is new and didn't say hi, we're still happy you're here, even if we didn't get to say hi to you. I don't want to remove myself. I wanted to switch over there, not remove. There we go. So everyone have a wonderful day. Tomorrow is Juneteenth. So have a wonderful Juneteenth, doing whatever it is you're going to do for that. And I hope to see a whole bunch of you in 6 minutes here. And I will also see you again next week. And between this week and next week, there will hopefully be more patterns up. The patterns are on Jessie at Home, but the crochet along intro post and like extra bonus kind of stuff will be on the Crochet Foundry blog. And the PDFs for the patterns, if you want to buy them, will be available from Crochet Foundry. If you are a Patreon patron, you will have access. You will have a code to buy the patterns for 100% off. So you'll go through the checkout, but you'll put in the code, and the code will, and it'll give you 100% off. If your price is not zero, it's done something wrong, and send me an email at support@crochetfoundry.com, because I may just have somehow missed giving you the tag that makes the price, that makes the coupon work for you. All right, the coupon will only work for the people who are paid patrons, because I give you a tag in Crochet Foundry that makes the coupon work for you. So I can tell you that I'm pretty sure the coupon is Patreon Cal, but I don't remember. It's in there somewhere. Those of you who need it should be able to find it. Anyway, I should go so that I have time to take a quick break before I have to see you all again. All right. Thank you so much. I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.